Really, isn't that what we do all the work for, preparing for Christmas, is that our family and friends and loved ones would be comforted and would have joy as we get together. I wonder how much comfort and joy we would find in homes and around us if we had God's perspective. You know how God can see through our appearances and to the inward reality? How if we could lift the roof off of our homes and watch as people prepare, what would we see? I think we'd see some joyful preparations, to be sure, but we'd also see plenty of stress and distress. We'd see dysfunction and depression. We'd see husbands and wives who are struggling to find joy in their marriage in this season. We'd see small business owners sitting down with the financials from the year wondering if their business will survive and how are they going to make the last bills. We'd see people whose stomachs are knotted with anxiety and worry and fear wondering how are they going to make it through this season. We'd see families wondering if they're going to be able to give their children good gifts and also provide food and to pay the mortgage or the rent. We'd see parents who wonder what happened to their joyful child that used to delight in coming and speaking to them, but now as they've grown into a teenager has somehow developed a wall around them as they slink back into the room and onto their online devices. We see teenagers struggling to figure out who they are in the midst of this world, looking in the mirror, wondering if they're good enough for anyone to love them. We see children in foster care and state homes wondering why it is that Santa Claus brings good gifts to so many children, but not to them. We see husbands and wives who have prayed and prayed for years and years to have a child to share their home with at Christmas, but yet still don't have that. We'd see people who are caring for loved ones at the end of their life or in difficult physical health, and they're stressed out of their eyeballs, wondering if they can go on or if anybody cares. We see elderly people in care facilities wondering if they'll get a Christmas card or a phone call or if anybody will visit them this year. If we had God's limitless abilities, we would see all of these hurts amidst all of our preparations for Christmas. And what would you do about that? What do you think that God is doing to prepare for Christmas? God prepares for Christmas by sending his messenger with an important message. And maybe you've got an idea of what that message might be. Maybe that message would come into his people and say, do a better job of caring for people. Work harder. Maybe you think God is angry. Maybe God's angry at you, and that's why your life is difficult. Isaiah 40 tells us how God prepares for Christmas. God sends his messenger with a very important message, but it's not do better. It's not be good. It's not check your list and watch out. God's message is comfort. Comfort my people. Speak tenderly to her. Proclaim to her that her hard service has been paid for. God's messenger is to bring a message of comfort and joy, as we sang just a few moments ago in the hymn, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember, Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Tidings of comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. The message of comfort and joy sent to the people of God who find themselves in discomfort, who find themselves in distress. Comfort and joy to you who are anxious over financial troubles. Comfort and joy to you who are having difficulty in your relationship. Comfort and joy to those who are struggling to see the light of hope in the midst of depression or addiction or loneliness and despair.